This is the plaintiff, Kathleen Golden. She says she froze her gym membership at the defendant's fitness center, and when she went back a year later to unfreeze it, they told her it was never frozen in the first place. That means they were deducting money from her checking account for the past year. The defendant refuses to return his ill-gotten funds, and she's suing for the $333 she's due. This is the defendant, Alan. He says he froze the plaintiff's account for 2 months, and after the 2 months expired, her account was unfrozen. He makes himself very clear about the freezing and unfreezing of the accounts because he makes the policy. Bottom line, he did nothing wrong, and the plaintiff is owed $0. He's accused of thawing out.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says she thought she froze her gym membership, but it wasn't frozen and it expired. The defendant says he followed procedure. It's the case of, I got the cold shoulder at my gym.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Kathleen Golden, you are suing. We'll just refer to you as the gym. You've asked us not to use the name of the gym, so we'll refer to you as the gym. And you've asked us not to use your last name, so we're going to refer to you as Alan.
That's okay.
For $333 plus interest, because according to you, they have been improperly charging your account during a time that you claim you were allowed to freeze your account. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, Judge. On April 5th, 2011, I went into the gym and I asked the young man behind the counter that I need to freeze my membership because I went to the doctors and I had a problem with my lower back and I would be going for physical therapy and I knew it was going to be for a couple of months. So when I went into the gym, I told him this. He told me to sign this form. I didn't have to fill out anything else, just put my signature on the bottom of the form and that he would take care of it.
Okay, and so you asked him to freeze your membership for a couple months?
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't sure how long, but I just said a couple of months.
How long did you think you were freezing the membership?
At least a year.
Why would a couple
I
months
said-
be a year?
Up to a year. A few months up to a year.
Well, okay. See, normally when you're freezing a membership, there's a specific term that you're freezing the membership for. Do you have the paper that you signed?
I have the paper that I signed,
Okay.
and I also have a follow-up letter that I mailed to them stating what I just said at the gym.
Okay. That you sent to them right after you
right
said it at
after
the
when I
gym,
got
or
home.
after a year later when everything hit the fan?
No, right after I went home and I typed up a letter.
Okay, I'm sorry. Where's the letter? You didn't actually keep a copy of the actual letter? This is what? It was in your
Yes.
computer? Your word?
Yeah, it's a Word document.
Okay.
And I printed it out and I mailed it to the gym.
All
So
right.
that's
because
the
you have on a
first-
piece of paper, April 5, 2011, to whom it may concern, this is to confirm that my membership will be frozen as of April 5th. I'm not sure when I'll be able to return. I expect it'll be a few months. So your own words then are it'll be a few months.
It came out to 10 months, Your Honor.
Okay, because what ends up happening is that after they froze it, they started to deduct the amount from your checking account.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount was how much?
$37.
And you didn't notice it how?
I also pay my daughter's membership at the same gym, so I just assumed it was hers. I didn't give it much thought. I didn't notice it until I went back in January and I said I would like to unfreeze my membership. And the young man behind the counter said it was never frozen.
Is this the 12-year-old behind the counter? Okay, that was hyperbole, right? That
Yes.
wasn't really a 12-year-old.
No.
Just seemed really young to you. Okay.
Yes.
So go on.
So I said, well, why wasn't it frozen? I came in here with a doctor's note. I said, it's going to be a few months. Why wasn't it done? And he said, well, it was just frozen for 2 months. I said, well, that's the first time I've ever heard that it's going to be frozen for 2 months.
Do you have the original paperwork from when you joined the gym? Okay, do you? Let me see that. What is the policy of the gym?
It states it right here on the back. Policies are right here on the back. They're also posted around the gym as well.
And what does the policy state?
You can freeze for up to 3 months of your membership year. I also have the freeze form
How
here.
long did you, but you froze it for 2 months instead of 3, why?
Because that's what she asked for.
Because she asked for a few months.
We have it right here,
She asked
documented.
for 2 months?
We have it filled out right here, documented. Also, can I say
Yeah, go
something,
ahead.
please? We have a couple of different dates here. Mrs. Golden just threw another date of April 5th. The freeze form is filled out April 18th, as well as the doctor's note is also dated April 18th. So how she says she could have froze or attempted to freeze before that, I have no idea. This is from her doctor, April 18th.
Right. According to you, you had frozen. You said that their dates were wrong and their records are messed up because you know you walked in there on April 5th because that's the day you went to the doctor. But your note from the doctor that says she can't use the gym facility is dated April 18th.
So she's saying I relied on what they told me. She never looked at the contract. Is she out of luck?
Yep.
Why?
It's a contract. Like, she should have read it first.
She should have read the contract, certainly. Any argument she has? I listened to the guy. I relied on the guy. You buying it?
Yes.
You're buying her position?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not.
Oh, did I just scare you into saying no? Okay, fair enough. And final word.
I think no one actually reads the small letters.
Oh, God, you are such an apologist going inside the courtroom.
Kathleen Golden is currently a patient at this facility for low back strain. She has been advised to discontinue use of gym facility until further notice. But what is the point of somebody authoring such a letter other than for you to bring it to the gym? It just came out of his hands. You obviously gave it to them, and it's dated April 18th.
Well, this is,
April 18th is also the date on the form. This is part of why you were contesting this form, because you were saying that it was doctored up and they changed the dates or whatever because it was the 18th, but the 18th turns out to be the actual date on the letter that you gave to them explaining why you had to freeze it.
that might have been another letter that I sent in,
Why would you send a second letter?
because I walked in with this one.
Let me see that one. Stop. Okay. This one says April 3rd is the date they performed the radiology. And it's authored by the doctor on April 4th. This does not say you can't use a gym. So perhaps they wouldn't freeze it until you actually had this that actually says you can't use a gym.
I have the one letter dated April
One letter
18th.
with your signature on it asking that you freeze until June 30th, a few months, which is what your letter to them says. I mean, how are you going to win this? And then how are you going to win this? Tell me how you're going to win this.
Because when I went in there on April 5th with that other piece of paper from my doctor, I said, can I freeze this for a few months? He said, yes. 2 months never came up to me. That's my issue.
Yes.
I just don't see how that could be an issue because she's claiming that she wanted to freeze for 10 months. Anywhere between 10 months and a year, we would have asked her to cancel her membership and renew it when she was ready to come back. We would have never frozen anybody's membership for that long.
Who was at the desk? The person who's I don't see a 12-year-old boy here. So I mean,
She never, and we asked her who she spoke to, and she never
She
could
said
tell
somebody
me.
with the initials
But now
of
she says it's
SD.
somebody that her daughter knows. I know exactly who it is, but
Okay.
she says she knows who it is and that it's a friend of her
I
daughter's.
care about her. Let me just ask you a
And-
question. Does SD have any specific recollection about this or not really?
No,
Right.
no, there's nothing to really recollect. It's a freeze form that we do every day. People freeze. Forms filled out every day. Thank God we make copies.
Do you ever hand it to somebody to sign in blank?
Absolutely not. We make a point of never having anybody sign a blank form. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Judge,
It's ridiculous.
First of all, I don't
and
know how
anybody,
you're
any
going to stand
grown
there and
person
tell
that
me,
will sign a blank
stop
form.
talking. Is there an off button on you?
No.
Who are all the people who are with you? Is there an off button on him? Yeah. I want you to pay attention to me. Let me tell you what your case is. You are telling me that you tell them it's a few months, and you interpreted that to mean indefinitely until I tell you otherwise.
exactly.
You are telling me that their records have to be concocted and forged because they say the 18th and you know you went the 5th. However, they have in their possession a letter that is authored of the 18th, which is the first letter that you have that actually says, I can't use a gym, which is what you need to freeze your membership and not get charged. You are telling me that you signed this in blank when you're a perfectly intelligent woman, and why would you ever sign anything in blank? This actually has 2.5 months. That's and a specific date, 4/18 to 6/30. So specific, not like some 60-day period, 4/18 to 6/18. No, a beginning and an end, so that you can start fresh in July. You know what I think happened? You forgot to go in and say I need to freeze it again, and you're not very organized because you don't see that the specific amount is being deducted from each checking account. And then you show me as evidence. Look at the letter I have in my word processor, the letter that I sent them, Judge. That doesn't help you. It hurts you. I expect it'll be a few months. Not a year. I expect it'll be a few months. You're dead. You're dead. Verdict for the defendant.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, the plaintiff loses this case because the evidence just doesn't prove your case. What's your reaction here?
My reaction is I'm very upset. I asked him to freeze my membership for a few months. He only froze it for 2. I don't know why it was 2 months. Mr. Allen lied, okay? He couldn't find that form that I originally signed. That was the blank form. When I asked him for a copy of that, he mailed it to me 2 weeks later with those dates filled in.
Well, you should have been checking your checking account and every
Well,
month
like
to
I
see
said-
these charges.
Like
you know?
I said, I did check it.
All right.
I thought the money belonged to my daughter. What can I say?
All right. Well, head right down that way. That's it. And so,
It's
well,
just nice to know that the truth prevails. We try to do everything right. We try to do everything, according to our policy for every person in the gym, and that's what we did in this case. And thank God the judge saw it that way.
why don't you offer this lady some sort of a beneficial deal to get her back in the gym?
Well, we attempted to do that through this process, but I feel like the process has moved. It's in an area right now where I don't think she'll be a
So,
positive influence.
A
in the
lost
facility.
customer, right? Fine.
Unfortunately, yes. But
Harvey?
she was lost a while ago.
Okay, FYI, you are allowed in many states by law to freeze your gym membership if you're hurt with a doctor's note that you then present to the gym manager.